What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Dillian Whyte defeats Joseph Parker by a unanimous decision to get the biggest win of his career to date. Really good fight, really hard fought, really enjoyable, really good experience. I watched this with some friends. We bought the pay-per-view and had a few beers and watched the card, and this was a good main event, I've got to say. Evenly matched. Going into the fight, I had Joseph Parker as a narrow favourite. I felt Parker and his more technically correct boxing skills would see him win the fight, but that wasn't the case. In round one, Parker actually looked quite good. He looked really, really fast in comparison to Dillian Whyte, to the point where it was actually quite jarring how quick Parker looked in comparison to Dillian Whyte. Parker started the first round really, really well, and at that point I was thinking to myself, Dillian Whyte's got his work cut out here. But to Dillian Whyte's credit, in round two, he started to take the bull by the horns, started to get a foothold in the fight, tried to work the body, trying to get more aggressive, and he actually drops Joseph Parker in round two. Now, I've got to say, I felt the knockdown in round two was bogus. Both of the fighters had to come in together, and Joseph Parker lost his footing. On the inside, Dillian did land like a sneaky shot to the body, but that wasn't enough to make him fall. And I feel the knockdown in round two was bogus. From what I see online, most people are saying the same as well. So Dillian Whyte got a break in round two, and Joseph Parker got a setback. But after that, to be fair to Dillian Whyte, he really started to apply pressure. He worked the body of Joseph Parker very well. The left hook to the body from Dillian Whyte, it is a really good punch. He delivers it with a lot of power. There were times when he was throwing it and really pushing Joseph Parker back with it from the force of the shot. That left hook to the body from Dillian Whyte is not a joke, and the bodywork of Dillian Whyte really slowed Joseph Parker down, because there were a lot of rounds when I was saying to my mates, Parker just needs to let go of his hands, but he looked gassed after like rounds 4 and 5, and I think that was mainly down to the bodywork of Dillian Whyte. Dillian was just being the more busy guy. He was being dirty. He was kind of leaning with his head at times. He was leading with his shoulders, and he was punching a little bit low at times, but Dillian Whyte was the guy who was scrapping. He was the guy who was letting his hands go. He was the guy who was dictating the pace of a fight. Joseph Parker had the odd bit of success here and there. He'd throw his right hand and let go a little combination here and there, and it would look flashy and it would catch the eye, but there really wasn't enough of it. Parker had the ability to land cleanly on Whyte, because when he let his hands go, when he let go of that right hand, he was catching Dillian Whyte coming forward, but he just didn't do it enough, and he never gave Dillian Whyte enough of a deterrent to stop coming forward. As the fight wore on in the later rounds, Dillian Whyte drops Joseph Parker with a lovely left hook, really jolts the head back of Joseph Parker. Really, really good shot from Dillian Whyte, and testament to Joseph Parker's chin, he gets up and he doesn't actually look that hurt, to be honest with you. He took the shot really well. It knocked him over, but he took the shot well, and he saw out the round. In the last 2 rounds though, Joseph Parker actually made a bit of a stand. In round 11, he kind of hurt Dillian Whyte with a right hand, and he tried to jump on him, but couldn't really find that killer punch. Round 12, he actually made Dillian Whyte take a knee. He hurt Dillian Whyte quite badly with a right hand in that round, and he swarmed all over him. Dillian Whyte took a knee, and he admitted as such. He said that he took a knee, and I think that was sensible on his behalf, because he was taking some big shots in round 12 and he was clearly hurt, clearly unsteady on his feet. Took a knee, took the count, tried to regather, and he saw the fight out. Joseph Parker couldn't really jump on Dillian Whyte after that knockdown, and I really felt that Dillian Whyte handled that last round quite well. He handled it with he got through it, so that's all you need to see. Round 12 though, it goes to show that Parker probably will leave. He'll probably look back at this fight with regret. Maybe he should have let his hands go a bit earlier, because Dillian Whyte was noticeably tired from about round 7, I'd say. Maybe if Joseph let go of his hands more and found the target a bit more, he could have got a stoppage victory. But, it wasn't the case. Dillian Whyte ground him out for a decision win. I felt Dillian Whyte won the fight. I felt he was the busier guy, and he forced the pace for the vast majority of the fight. I've seen a few people online saying they had Parker winning. I'm just not sure how you can score that fight to Joseph Parker, to be honest with you. Unless you're not scoring body shots, maybe you're looking at the amateur scoring system, but I don't know. I just don't see how you can watch that fight and score it to Joseph Parker, to be honest with you. Parker was too passive. A lot of rounds where he wasn't letting his hands go enough, and he just let Dillian Whyte come onto him and outwork him, basically. And at times also the body language of Joseph Parker was off. You know, I feel the Sky Sports commentary at times is mediocre, to say the best, but I agreed with them when they said that Parker looked like he was feeling sorry for himself. He looked like he didn't want to be there. He looked uncomfortable, and that was because of the pace Dillian Whyte was setting. And to me, Dillian just won the fight based on activity, based on aggression, and he wanted it more. So credit to Dillian Whyte. He gets the biggest win of his career, like I said earlier. Where does he go from here? I mean, I would like to see a rematch with Derek Chisora. Chisora is coming off a big win also against Carlos Takam. Really good win. I think if you made Dillian Whyte versus Chisora, it would definitely sell. The first fight was excellent. There's beef there. You know, that fight sells. If not Derek Chisora, I think Jarrell Miller is a good shout. I think Miller versus Dillian Whyte would be a really good stylistic matchup. Both guys come forward. Both guys are quite aggressive. Both guys are not easy to... they're not exactly hard to hit, sorry. So I think that fight would be a really good fight. Not only that, the trash talk leading up to the fight would be quite entertaining. So I think Miller versus Whyte is another option. They're the fights I'd be looking for Dillian Whyte. I don't want to see Joshua versus Whyte 2 just yet. I'd rather see Joshua, obviously, providing he takes care of Povetkin, which isn't a gimme. I would like to see Joshua fight Wilder, to be quite honest. But Whyte versus the winner of Joshua Wilder, sure, that's a good fight for down the line. I'd watch that. You know, Dillian Whyte has a lot of options, coming off the biggest win of his career. Let's see where he goes from here. Peace.